Well, 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 well. Here is my review of a Clockwork Orange 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at MovieGuy365. Okay, Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Warner Brothers. It comes in a standard slipcover edition available at all your local and online retailers, as well as a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. Now, as far as the film itself goes, I am a big Stanley Kubrick fan. I pretty much enjoy all of his films in one way or another, and I would say the biggest Kubrick fan would have to admit that A Clockwork Orange is probably his most, I would say, divisive film. It's really you're either going to love it or hate it kind of movie. You know, certain people that I would show the movie to would not get so much out of it as others would. It's just one of those type of films, and it's really just kind of out there as far as, so I never read the source material, so I can't exactly A and B comparison the finished product there. But I've always, it's just one of those movies that you take it for what it is. It has a message. It's very satirical, but I would see, there's a lot of moments throughout the film that are ultra violent, but it really, conveys, I would say, the opposite of that in its ultimate messaging, where you have the overreaches of government and states, and the choices of an individual, and whether good or evil, that sort of thing. And Malcolm McDowell as Alex is perfection. It's, I would say, in my opinion, one of his best roles. And the movie is just, it's really, you take it all in, and wow, I could talk about this one all day. Characters are fantastic in this one. There's some dark subject matter, but yes, do yourself a favor, watch A Clockwork Orange any way you can. It's just one of those Kubrick movies that I don't want to say it's underrated, but I do feel in some ways it's underappreciated by the mass audience. So, all right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K slipcover edition of Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. I honestly prefer the artwork more of the Steelbook edition, which unfortunately was not available as of the time of this review. But this one's not too bad. I don't mind it, actually. It's not too bad. And then we have the back, and the spine, interior, pretty much the same. And orange discs, appropriate. So. Not a bad presentation. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. A Clockwork Orange on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 1:6:6:1 aspect ratio, native 4K resolution with HDR10 for the grading. Now the film was given a 4K restoration, and I think the print looks very good. It's clean of any kind of blemishes or imperfections, and film grain is lightly layered and organic. For the type of film that it is, the HDR grading does a suitable job when it comes to the color palette. This film was shot in the early 70s, so it has that aesthetic going for it. So reds and blues and greens, I think they look very good here. And the Droog's white outfits have a natural whiteness to them, and they don't look out of place. Architecture and clothing from the other characters are also rendered very well, and HDR, I think, does a good job. Black levels, I feel, are one of the strongest aspects of this release. I always felt the Blu-ray looked way too elevated in nighttime scenes, and thankfully that is not the case here. The scene where the Droogs are walking down the tunnel and the light contrast is behind them, it looks excellent. And other moments with nighttime and dark interiors are also rendered very well. When it's called for, there's an uptick in detail with the 4K resolution. Those that have seen the movie know that occasionally a few shots look a little bit on the soft side due to the cinematography choices, so it's not going to be a fault of the 4K transfer. But you do get a bit of extra texture, let's say at the close-up shot of Alex's face at the beginning of the film. It looks very good here. You can see the individual pores on his face, and also clothing and architecture benefit here as well. A Clockwork Orange on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 as well as a quote-unquote original mono mix. Now, for the purposes of this review, I did watch the movie in its entirety with the 5.1. Now, I did a quick A and B comparison on several key scenes, and I have to say, overall, I actually prefer the mono track here. The movie audio is actually very front heavy in nature, so you're not missing a whole lot in the surround environment, but I feel that the mono mix is a little bit stronger in just the overall presentation. It's not quite perfect, but I think what you get, it does sound very good. The center channel handles dialogue fairly clean and clear. Even Malcolm McDowell's narration, which sometimes can run a little bit on the hot side, I think sounds very good. And the front speakers, they handle a lot of the activity on screen very well. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a very front-heavy type of movie, and I think they do a great job in that regard. And the rear speakers, they're used mostly for musical and a little bit of atmosphere, but they're not going to be overly immersive. You notice that they're active, but it's not something that I would say would be demo-worthy in that department. And the LFE channel, it's appropriate for the type of film that it is. Once again, musical moments activated the most, and it gives you a nice little bit of a rumble feeling, but it's not going to be overly aggressive. For the picture quality, I'm going to give a Clockwork Orange on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a B+. The film itself has a very interesting visual style, which makes for a unique experience on 4K Ultra HD. It's definitely leaps and bounds over the standard Blu-ray, no doubt about it, but I would temper your expectations, however. The HDR grading is subtle. It does a good job when it comes to color and black levels, and I think there is a nice uptick with the 4K resolution. The movie has never looked better and a worthy addition to any 4K library. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a solid B. Whether you choose the DTS 5.1 or original mono mix, both sound very good. The soundtrack is not very dynamic. It's very front heavy, but it's an overall very good listening experience. So that is my review of a Clockwork Orange on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.